Hello all, welcome to the second session on marketing management. In this video, we will be talking about marketing management orientations and its evolution. So let's get started. So the idea of today's session is to cover the following topics. We'll briefly describe what is marketing management, evolution of marketing, marketing management orientations, selling concept versus marketing concept, holistic approach to marketing, and what forms complete marketing model. Now, we have defined what is marketing, what are the core concepts related to marketing. But there's an important terminology called as marketing management, which is used by companies these days. Now, marketing management is essentially defining and developing a marketing plan which is centered around customer value. It involves choosing the right consumers for the right product at right place, time, and price. Efforts that are put into building and maintaining relationships, and finally managing consumers and their demands so that we can gain customer equity. This is achieved by means of value proposition. The value proposition offered by companies should be able to differentiate and position their products in minds of target consumers. Now, differentiation and positioning the product is done by something called as STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning of products within the target market. As the companies cannot serve all consumers, they try to select what consumers they can sell their product and what consumers will be more loyal to their product. Example, now if we are trying to market luxury cars, we are not going to target low income group or middle income group. We'll try to target affluent group, as there are more chances that people from affluent society will buy luxury car. This is what is meant by segmentation, targeting, and position. Moving on, let's try to understand evolution of marketing. So when we talk about marketing, there are different concepts or orientations of marketing. First, which was popular from 1800s to 1920 until the Great Depression, is the production concept. Then between 1920s to 50s, we had something called as product concept. Between 50s and 80s, selling concept. Finally, marketing concept gained predominance in 80s, after 80s. Beyond 2000, we have something called as societal marketing concept. Let's take up each concept one by one and understand how the world of marketing evolved over the years. First is production concept, which was essentially the focus during the beginning of industrialization and just until the Great Depression that occurred in 1930s. Under production concept, what was believed was that consumers favor products that are available already in the market and are cheap for buying. As a result, companies focused on enhanced production of goods and they focused on improving the distribution efficiency. A lot was done to maximize output by lowering the unit cost involved in production so that the products can be sold at lower price. They tried to concentrate on mass distribution of product. As a result, the key focus or the driving factor of this concept was manufacturing efficiency. An example of a company that was pioneered in this production concept or use of production concept is Ford motors. Second, you have product concept. As people became more and more aware of product, they became more aware of the needs and wants. They tried to understand that the importance should be laid on quality of the product, performance, and the innovative features that the companies are able to provide. This resulted in production of superior products, and the companies were trying to improve the features associated with such products over a period of time. There was high demand for products that have high quality, great features, and they are able to perform well, resulting in something called as continuous improvement of product over a time period. Now, because companies, they were able to produce product that had high quality, great features, and they were able to perform well, companies often suffered from something called as marketing myopia. They could not foresee what were the future consumer requirements, as they believed that their product satisfied their customers best in the present, and they also thought that it would continue to satisfy them in the future. Now, in between, let's say, 50s and 80s, we had a concept called as selling concept, wherein marketers thought that if customers were given an option to buy or not buy their products, customers would be not willing to buy their products because they have all the needs and wants satisfied. They thought that whatever product is being produced, they should be made or announced to consumers, and they should be well promoted so that consumers are prompted to buying those products. As a result, what happened was that there was only a transactional relationship existing between the consumers and the companies. The aim was just to sell whatever was being produced by the companies. And the selling concept, even today, is very much relevant in the sense that for products that are not sought, like insurance and blood donation, you have to rigorously promote it so that consumers are made aware and they take some sort of action in order to be able to correct it. Few companies, they essentially made whatever they were interested in. Then you have something called as marketing concept. It was very much customer focused, which gained prominence after 80s. Until now, we follow this concept. It was more about right product at the right time, place, and price to the right people. This involved total market orientation, meaning you're considering not just the current needs and wants of the consumers, but also trying to forecast what the future needs and wants may be. Finally, these days you have something called as societal marketing, wherein you have three important points of consideration: society, consumers, and company. You're trying to do something, taking some certain initiative that can have long-term human benefit. For instance, switching to sustainability, wherein you're trying to meet the current needs of consumers or generation without compromising the ability of future generations to receive the same needs and wants. Consumers are satisfied because a lot of people are becoming more environmental conscious and they're happy, the companies are giving them sustainable products. And finally, the company, by keeping the society and consumers' well-being in mind, they are able to gain profit. Now, let's try to differentiate between two important concepts of marketing. The one that was a selling concept prevalent between 1950s to 80s, and marketing concept, which is very relevant in today's context, marketing context. So in selling concept, the organization's focus was inside out. They were trying to focus on what the company was producing, and they wanted to sell all those products that was being produced by the company. In case of marketing concept, it's an inside outside in approach wherein you try to focus on what consumers want rather than what the company wants to produce. Firm's business involves selling existing goods. Whatever the company produced, they wanted to sell it. In case of marketing concept, the firm's business is to satisfy customer needs and wants by creating something of value to consumers. In case of selling concept, everybody was considered. There was no targeting, segmentation, and positioning of goods. In case of marketing concept, we have something called as target market, and the product is being produced for that target market with the intention that people belonging to that target market, they are going to be the ones coming the most to purchase that particular product. Profit goal in case of selling concept, profit through increased sales. That was just profit is function of how many goods can be sold. In case of marketing concept, profit is essentially through customer satisfaction. If they are satisfied with your product, they'll come again and again to buy your product, meaning the customer equity is higher, meaning the company will have long-term benefits or profit. Tools to achieve profit was through selling and promotion. In case of marketing concepts, tools to achieve profit is integrated marketing, wherein you are talking about the place, you're talking delivery, that is delivery of the goods, you're talking about promotion, how can you promote your product better, you're talking about at what price and promotion offers should be made to sell the product, and finally the product itself, what features can differentiate it from the existing product. So these days we have something called as holistic marketing, which is nothing but combination or sum total of integrated marketing, internal marketing, relationship marketing, and performance marketing. Internal marketing, it comprises of marketing department, senior management, sales, R&D, logistics, all the different departments within a company. Then you have integrated marketing, which is more about combination of product, price, place, and promotion. We have to decide all the 4 P's in a right manner so that we can attract consumers. Then we have something called as relationship marketing, wherein we are trying to understand customer needs, wants, establish a long relationship with consumers, suppliers, partners, and financial community for the benefit of the company. Finally, performance marketing, it's more to do with the sales of a product, the ethics to be followed during production, customer equity, environment, legal, and social aspects. So in simplest term, marketing model contains a market wherein we try to understand needs, wants, and the type of consumer segment we are interested in serving. That information is essentially got through primary source or secondary sources, which is then converted in the company to a marketing plan. A blueprint is created through analysis, planning, application, and control. And finally, in order for the product to be made available to consumers, we are making use of marketing mix, product, price, promotion, and place, so that your product is sold and some sort of value is got in return from the consumers. Thank you for staying with me through this lecture. In my next video, we will discuss marketing environment in detail. We'll consider all those factors that need to be kept in mind for business to be run successfully by a company.